Oh, you know what? I had a good afternoon. I got a lot done. I'm obviously very worried about shipping horses. It always worries me to go across the border with horses because it's like another planet. It's like you're crossing into another universe and there's guards securing the other universe, and you never know what's going to happen at the border, what's going to go on at the border. So the plan is tomorrow I'm going to fly to Yonkers in the morning. Right now I'm on my way to Buffalo. My flight's in the morning, so I'm going to stay over in Buffalo. Try to stay as sharp as I can. Fly to Yonkers tomorrow. Race to Philly. Now I did get a flight at LaGuardia that puts me back in Buffalo tomorrow evening late. We have to ship horses home, so Lauren and her boyfriend are literally going to drive the truck and trailer to close to the Buffalo airport, and I'm going to give them my car, jump in the truck, and drive back to Canada. So I'm trying to get the paperwork all squared away for these horses. I still have stuff to print off, just to make sure that they're, and it doesn't matter. I mean, you could still end up with a full cavity search with these people. You never know. I mean, most of them are good people, but if you just catch one goofball, you're there all night. So that's weighing on my mind. The weather's a little chilly today. I just left to go to Buffalo. I stopped. It just dawned on me right now. It's been almost 7 days since I ate any meat, which is so weird. I'm not like, oh, I'm going to become a vegetarian. No, I miss meat. But I did drop quite a bit of weight this week. Mostly because I wasn't happy. I get up a little. Anytime I get over 190 pounds, I know in the program it said I was 140 this year. Here's a news flash. I'm not. But I carry about 183, 184 pounds. That's usually where I'm happy. Anyway, 44 years old. I've decided 183, 184 is my fighting weight. So when I get up a little heavier, especially when Lexington's coming, that worries me, because for those of you who haven't been to Lexington and you love horse racing and you love good food, take the time to go. You get the sale, you got Keeneland, you have a number of sporting events. The Wildcats usually playing. I've never seen them play, but I know it's packed all the time. And it's just a great place to be for that Grand Circuit week. The sale in Lexington is definitely a sight to behold if you've never been there. So, but the problem is the food is so good, I just turned into a big hog, and I put about 6 or 7 or 8 pounds on if I really try hard. So I knew that I was eating real good all summer, and I was getting a little heavier than I wanted to be, and I knew Lexington was coming, so I said, enough. That's enough, Porky. We went right on a diet. Apples and bananas. At the end of the day, you just don't want to eat fatty foods, right? That's pretty much what every diet is. Whatever you can tolerate to not eat fatty foods, you will lose weight. And obviously, although I don't do exercise, I'm on the go all the time. I don't really have time to exercise, to be honest. So, yeah, I tucked up a lot of weight. It's almost going on 7 days since I've eaten any meat. Stopped at BJ's Brew House tonight, and I used to think this restaurant sucked in Ohio. I ate there a couple of times. I didn't like it, but it actually is really good. I ate there with Amy once in Columbus this summer, a couple other times. The food was really good. They had something called a Tropical Mule. Oh, yes, sir. That was very good. And I just had a wedge salad, some Brussels sprouts, on my way down to Buffalo. Lady was kind enough to tell me where the Starbucks was. Now, Starbucks is not dietable. You're not taking that. You're not taking everything away from me. I'm not on a desert island. So I'm gonna get a little Starbucks into me right now and continue on my way. Man, oh man, I was so surprised. I had talked about the partnerships, talked about them, but I hadn't really put them in place, right? Hadn't got the wheels spinning until till this morning when I said I was going to. And my email box lit up. Now, I apologize if I don't get back to you tonight. It's because I'm gonna be driving now till 10:30 or so. But I'd only opened 4 or 5 emails. There was one gentleman wanted 3% of every bucket. Another guy wanted 5% of one, 2% of another. These are going to move fairly quickly, I would think, as they should. We've given you an opportunity to buy in at an affordable price. The only complaint no, that's not true. I got 2 complaints. And it wasn't really a complaint. One complaint was the affordability, the expensiveness of the Ohio partnership. I get it. I hear you. I listen when you talk. Wanted to break it up so it was easier. So we made a $30,000 bucket, a $50,000 bucket, and a 70. And we're going to use them as overflows. So as the 30 fills up, we'll move on to 50 and 70. And yes, I will pick the yearlings that go in there. Somebody said, please don't buy very many Pacers. I get it. I'm a trotter guy too. You don't have to beg me not to buy Pacers. But we have had some luck. The problem is, if you don't have a fantastic horse, a Pacer, they're just okay, right? Century Invictus paced 52 and 3 or 52 and 4. I don't think he's missed a check. I don't think he's been out of the top 3 very often. He's been a very good horse for us. Grassroots horse. He's okay. But that's really the slope you're on. You're either at the top of the hill or way at the bottom. You keep buying good horses, and eventually we will be at the top of the hill. It's just a steeper slope. Steeper slope when you're buying these Pacers. So no, we're not going to get out of. Is this smudged? Just 1 second here. Are you smudged, little camera? I don't know. We're not going to get out of Pacers. We do okay. The horses pace fine. They're fast enough. There's just a whole lot that can go fast. So yeah, I agree with you. It's feast or famine in the pacing group. I get it. I agree 100%. But we're going to keep swinging for the fence with the Pacers. So we're not going to buy a ton, but we're going to buy a couple, same as we did last year, same as we do every year. We're going to fill up. Could you have any more sun in my face? Love of God. Well, that doesn't work for the camera. We're going to fill up the $30,000 bucket quite quickly, I would imagine. 50 and then 70. I would like to have that 70. I'd like to have everything filled up before the 26th, to be honest. Can we do it? I don't know. It's up to you. And as I said, if we buy an item like a Century Invictus that was rather expensive, he'll likely be outside of the buckets altogether. And the only way I would buy a horse like that is somebody said, hey, Anthony, I really like this horse. What do you think? I like the horse. You like the horse. Okay. I'll take 25%, 30%. That's how we ended up with Century Invictus. I had Century Invictus pretty well 60% or 65% sold at that price before we ever went to the sale. In that case, then yes, an item horse like that I will look at. Otherwise, it's going to be affordability across the board. It always should be in my mind, and it always will be. So that's where we're at with the buckets. I was so impressed. We had a great day today. I did shoot some videos yesterday. Kind of a crappy phone. Joey, your phone sucks, by the way. The camera does anyway. The phone portion, I'm sure, works great. Joey was very, very nice to helps with the horses. Very patient young man, very nice guy. Works his butt off the barn, jogging horses, helping his dad, having a stable. So very lucky to have him there. He shot some videos of the babies yesterday. They just got off the truck at 11 o'clock the night before, and we're in harness the next day on the track. Today, the blacksmith came and he's like, I'm going to shoe them. He said, do you mind if I TQ them? I said, go ahead. We're not fighting with them today. By the time we get all done, the TQ had worn off. And Joe, I was going to give them the day off. And this is kind of a worker this guy is. I love this. And it's not like he's, making any more. And there's right and there's wrong. And he wants to do it right. So I appreciate it. I was going to give them the day off. I look over. Here he is pulling the first one out to throw the harness on it. You may not believe this, but I went over and cleaned all 4 stalls. And 3 stalls. The blacksmith cleaned the other stall. We put the harness on all 4 and walked them all up the track, and they jogged perfect. On the track today was an excavator, a dump truck, a water truck, a drag, a bobcat, and backhoe. All on just inside the track at the same time. And not one of these horses acted up. It was unbelievable. One of them is heading home. What's this guy's name? The guy heading home is only because we're kind of short-handed over here, and they're kind of short of horses in Ontario. So we're filling the bill, so to speak. Twin Cedars All-Star. This is the beautiful guy with all 4 white legs and the white blaze. He's going back to Ontario. Duke Dio's going back to Ontario to race. He's ready to go, but really better racing for him at Grand River and Flamborough, to be honest. And West 52nd was sold. He's heading back also. So those are the horses heading back. Today we had a great day training train some horses, train Rosa and Why Not. I trained her fast today. She was very, very good. Can't wait to race her next week and into the summer. You know what? I was so proud of the barn. Everybody in the barn was down in the dumps over Sunday. I was, you were, all the caretakers were, everybody was. But we knew we had to get back up, right? We had to get back up. And as Rocky Balboa said in one of his recent movies, you know, it's not how hard you get hit, it's what you do after you get hit. Something like that in a slurred voice. I don't know which it was. Meaning, yeah, we get knocked down. But what do we do next? And we all jumped back on our feet. And racing the other night was incredible at Scioto. The horses raced great. Couldn't ask them to race any better. Just one sec. I'm going to order my drink here. What did you order? I think I'm going to order my drink here. Purple Aura was fantastic. 1-2 Skip a Few was best she's been all year. Of Tom was a little tired, and Stonebridge Simba wins if I move him second over, but I was just overly conservative with him. Coming off his lines. Yeah, can I get a venti salted caramel cold brew, please? And that's it. Of course it is. So the horses raced good there. Tioga Sunshine was a winner in Ontario. Miss Meringue was a little flat. We found out why. We're going to keep chipping away. I know a lot of people are a little frustrated with Miss Meringue. You're going to have to bear with me, all right? We're doing the best we can. I think there's still paths for Miss Meringue, and to just dump her right now, sure I could. I just don't know if that's the best move. So bear with us. We're going to put her on Lasix and have her moving forward. A lot of people also noticed, as I did, as my wife did, number of horses went on Lasix this month. That's up here in the old bank. I'm going to remember that for next year. I think the best course of action, if I'm talking a year out, I think the year we had was great. The athleticism of the horses was well on display, but we did have that issue with bleeding in late in the month of July into August. Maybe if we're going to train them hard, which we have to do in that month, and the heat is the way it always is in Ohio, might be a little wiser to maybe to train a couple of them on low-grade amounts of Lasix if we're allowed to, which I believe we are. I'll talk to the vet. That makes a little more sense for next year. This has been an ongoing problem for 4 or 5 years. We see it, we're dealing with it, and we are going to nip it in the bud for next year. So all the mistakes of this year, the years before, and we're only human, we make them, they don't go without noting, right? I see them all, I absorb them all, and we try to rectify them all one by one in pursuit of perfectness, right? Perfection, which you're not going to find, but you should always strive for. So it's been a good day today. Got some tunes pumping. I was listening to Garth Brooks and Def Leppard. Who can say that? Old school, little drive, 3-hour drive down to Buffalo. Stay overnight, off to Yonkers tomorrow. Yeah, we get the 6th hole and 2 of the best horses in the division, drew 1-2. From what I can see, we probably have, the 4th best filly right now in Baumhugger, which is not really a bad thing. Little luck would be helpful. Could be worse. Could be the guy in the 8 hole. He's got to go out of there. We just got to look for a trip, look for some hopeful mistakes, and make sure that we're not one of them. And I think that's exactly what you're going to see and what we're going to do tomorrow. So hopefully we have some good luck tomorrow. Then I'm off to Canada, going to see my boy play baseball on the weekend. And then Monday night, a lot of people asking, why is Unbeatable Kemp in? For a number of reasons. We're going to keep him tight in case he gets in the final in Kentucky. And if he races super good in Northfield, he is eligible to that freehold stake. It might be a little much. I would say there's less than a good chance he goes to freehold. But nevertheless, always keep the door open. This could be his last start of the year. Very likely could be. But nevertheless, we thought we'd get him a decent trip. The lady in front of me ordered the exact same drink as me. Take care. I will talk to all of you very, very soon. Hope you're having a good day.